So in assignment, last assignment, I have given one question. Try to understand this question. Some students get confused. A man climbs a slope and another person walks the same distance on a level road. A person who is climbing at the slope and another person who is covering the same distance, but he is running on the leveled road. Who does more work and why? So some students get confused. They have written the same amount of work, and because according to them the displacement is same. Don't get confused. That was the concept. That means when you are coming down by the lift or by the steps or by the just you are jumping, at that condition the distance is same. Here is some different scenario. Try to understand. Suppose a person who is walking on the road, that means this is the direction of displacement because he is walking on the road, and force of gravity that will act always downward, although distance is the same. So what is the angle between the between the displacement and force of gravity? The angle between the displacement and the force of gravity is 90 degree, and in this condition work is equal to F into S cos 90 and the work done is 0. But when the same distance he is going to cover, but he is using this slope. So in this way climbs up the slope. The person who is climbing up the slope, although that this distance and this distance is same. So force of this is the direction of distance and this is the direction of force of gravity. That means that it's going to make some angle. So that means you will cover work is equal to FD cos theta. So in this condition work is 0, but here the work is FD cos theta. So obviously the person, he will have to do the more work when he is going to climb up a slope, and practically also. So don't get confused. In that question, when a person is going up or he is going down by the lift or just he is using the stairs, that's a different thing, because where you will not have to consider the direction. Here he is using the slope, so he is making some angle, and he is when he is walking on the road, then this is the direction of displacement and this is the direction of force of gravity. So obviously when a person climbs a slope, we will have to do the more work against the force of gravity. The reason is why? Because he is going to do work against the force of gravity. The force of gravity in the downward direction and he is in the upward direction. So in this way, and making some angle, and you can explain with the help of formula also. So second question, this is also very important and little bit confusing question. Suppose a coolie, okay, this is also the board examination question. A coolie who has some load off, that is in this condition, and he is just moving. He is moving, that means this is the direction of displacement, and this load that he has kept on his head, this is downward. So what is the force? Against the force of gravity. If you see the angle between the displacement and this force of gravity, again the angle is 90 degree. And when the angle is 90 degree, the work done is Fs cos theta, cos 90. So the work done will remain 0. So when the question is asked, a coolie who is moving and the load is on his head, so what will be the work done against the force of gravity? If the question is asking against the force of gravity, the answer will remain 0. When the coolie is moving with this load, and you will have to calculate the work done against the force of gravity, the answer will remain 0. So be careful when you are reading the question. One more option. Suppose when the coolie is moving, obviously coolie is doing some work. So how is doing some work? When the coolie is moving like this, coolie, this is moving. So this is the direction of displacement, and when we move, always one force will act, that is force of friction. So the force of friction is always in the direction that is opposite to the direction of displacement. So force of friction that will oppose the movement of that pulley. So so that means against the force of friction, the pulley will have to apply the force. So in this way, this is the direction of displacement, this is the direction of friction. So to oppose this force of friction or against the force of friction, the pulley will also apply some force. So this is the force that is applied by the pulley to avoid or against the force of friction. That is force, that is mg, and this is the direction of displacement, because the direction of friction is always to the opposite. So this is the friction, and pulley applied the force against the force of friction, that is this one. So these both are parallel. So both are the parallel, that means the angle is 0, that means the W is equal to Fd cos 0, the value will come 1, and there is the positive work. So pulley applied force against the force of friction. So if the question is saying, explain the work done by the pulley against the force of gravity, then the answer will 0. But when if the question is asking the pulley's work against the force of friction, so always there is a positive work. So be careful while reading the question. That means that whether the question is asking against the force of gravity, or the pulley will have to apply force against the force of friction. So against the force of friction there is a positive work, but against the force of gravity there is the 0 work that is done by the pulley. Okay, this type of the reasoning question is clear to you. Now I am going to start a new topic, that is energy. Energy in the physics, in the language of physics, the work and energy both are same, because a person who has more energy, he has the capacity to do work. So that means the energy, you can say the capacity to do work. So both are parallel terms. The person, he has more energy, he can do more work. So the unit of work is joule, that's why the unit of energy is also joule. So energy is the capacity to do work, and one more thing you can say, the energy is equal to total amount of work done by a body. That means the work done by me because of the energy. So that means both are the complementary term, both are parallel terms. So the total amount of the work done by a body depends upon the energy, or in other words you can say the energy is equal to total amount of work done by a body. Some more form of energy, very common form is the heat energy. When you are going to discuss about the heat energy, you will never use this unit, joule. It's a general unit. You will use the term calories. Suppose you are getting some food, healthy food, and this much calorie you will get. So in that term you will use the term calories and the kilocalories. How will you define the calories and kilocalorie? This I will explain in the chapter of heat. And 1 calorie, I know that 1 calorie is equal to 4.2 joule. So heat energy is a form of energy. One more energy, that is electrical energy. These units, try to understand this unit. Electrical energy, I have already explained you that energy and work, always try to understand this in the form of parallel terms. Both are complementary. So you know that power is equal to work upon time. And work, if you cross multiply, work is equal to power into time. So when you say the unit of, in the MKS unit of power is watt, and the MKS unit of time is second, watt second. So in other words, watt second or the joule, both are same, because watt second or the joule, because work is equal to power into time. So you write the watt second or the joule. But watt second is a very smaller unit. That means you are going to use the 1 watt bulb for the 1 second. So when you are going to use for the 1 hour, how will you calculate? What is the relationship between the watt hour and joule? Just by the simple mathematics, watt hour. You know the watt second means joule. How will you explain this watt hour? Watt hour. Watt you will write like this. Hour, that means 3600 second. So you will write the 3600 second. 3600 watt second. And you know watt second means joule. So you will get the relationship 1 watt hour is equal to 3600 joule. In the section 1, these questions mainly comes in the 2 marks or the 3 marks. So never try to cram this. Try to understand watt second means joule and how will you split the watt hour watt second. So you will get the 1 watt hour is equal to 3600 joule. That means when the 1 watt bulb is used or the 1 watt is used by any conductor for the 1 hour. So that means the energy consumed is 1 watt hour because this is the unit of energy. Energy or work both are same. So this is the unit of energy. When you are going to use the 1 watt bulb for the 1 hour, the energy consumed will be the 1 watt hour or the energy consumed will be the 3600 joule. One more bigger unit, kilowatt hour. How will you find the relationship between the kilowatt hour and joule? Watt second means joule. 1 kilowatt hour, 1000 watt hour 3600. So when you will 3600 into 1000, that means you will get this relationship. And 1 kilowatt hour, when you write the watt second, parallel term you can use the joule. So you will write the joule. 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 36 into 10 to the power 5 joule. So in this way, these relationships are very important. This comes in the examination, but try to understand work and energy both are same. When you cross multiply watt second means joule, and just you convert in this form by using the simple ones. Some more thing, unit of energy for the moving electrons. We know that the energy of atomic particle is very small, like ionization potential in the form of when any electron lose, it requires some energy. So the energy of atomic particle is very small, and mainly we calculate in the form of electron volt, ionization potential. So the unit of ionization potential, simply just you learn 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. So 1 electron volt means joule. This is important for you for when you solve the numericals. Now tell me the difference of energy and power. What is the difference between energy and power? When the work and energy both are same, work is the independent of the time. There is no relationship between the work and time, but the power is the work upon time. So the power always depend upon the time, but energy and work, it is independent of time. So it is time independent and the power is always dependent upon the time. So in the different form of energy, the very important energy, that is the kinetic energy that you have learned from the 6th, 7th class, the kinetic energy. That is energy possessed by body because of its state of motion. So in kinetic energy, how will you explain the relationship between the kinetic energy and the work done? Suppose a car which is moving in a very fast speed. So for stopping the car, you will have to do some work. Obviously, you will have to do some work. And when you are doing some work, that means work is equal to force into displacement. That means when you are when you are going to do some work to stop the car, that means you will apply some force. That means which type of force? Because you are going to stop the car, that means the speed is going to be retarded. That means what exactly the kinetic energy is equal to? Work done by the retarding force in stopping the car. Again you try to, suppose somebody is moving with a high kinetic energy, very fast he is moving, that means, and you want to stop that person. So to stop that person, you will have to work on it. And how will you work on it? You will apply some force on it. That means the more the kinetic energy, the more work you will have to apply to stop that person. So in this way, the work, that means the more the kinetic energy and the more work you will have to apply, that the person is basically same. So how will you solve that? That means the kinetic energy, the more kinetic energy, that is equal to the work done. And work done, and you want to stop that means work done, work is there, that means force is there. But which type of force is there? Because you are going to stop that is retarding force. This relationship is very important for solving the numericals. So the kinetic energy is always equal to work done by the retarding force to stop that person or to stop that car. So in other words, you can say the kinetic energy, more the kinetic energy, more the work you will apply. More the work, that means more the force you will apply. Which type of force? Because you are going to stop that, that means the retarding force. So the kinetic energy is equal to work done by which force? By the retarding force to stop that person or to stop the car. Simply derivation. When you are going to force, retarding force, and work done is equal to retarding force into displacement. So you will get the relationship kinetic energy is equal to, because energy and work is same, kinetic energy is equal to retarding force into displacement. Because the retarding force, that means the final velocity will become 0, and the law of motion, you know the simple relationship by the class 9, v square is equal to u square plus 2as. Because the car is going to be stopped, because you are going to apply the retarding force, that means v will become 0 and u will become v. Retarding force, that means the acceleration for the retardation, that means the acceleration will become in the minus. Acceleration, when you take the acceleration in the minus, that means the retardation. So you will take minus over here. 0 is equal to v square minus 2as retardation, and by this you will get the s is equal to v square upon 2a. And we know that retarding force into displacement, so retarding force is F, v square upon 2a. Force, that is mass into acceleration, you will write mass into acceleration, v square upon 2a. This AA become cancelled and you will get the kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Half mv square. This relationship very important. Kinetic energy, that means you will have more the energy, more the work you will apply, and more the work you will apply, that means work is equal to force into displacement. Because you want to stop that, that means retarding force. So work done, that is in the form of by the retarding force. So this is all the form of kinetic energy. One more relationship to solve the numericals. You know the momentum in class 9. Momentum, that is the product of mass and velocity. So mass and velocity, that means v is equal to p upon m, and we get the p upon m. Simply you can put the v is equal to p upon m in this formula. Half is equal to mv square. You will get p square upon m square, and you will get the relationship between the momentum and the kinetic energy, that is equal to p square upon 2. So the kinetic energy is equal to p square upon 2. Now I am giving some hint how will you solve the numericals. First numerical is, so numericals are very important for your board exams. Calculate the power of an engine to lift the 10 to the power 5 kg of coal per hour from a mine, that is 360 meter depth. Mine, that means it is the depth is there, and you want to take out the coal from it. So for that you have applied some engine, and the power of engine is you will have to calculate, so that you can easily take out the coal from that mine. So that means the power you will have to calculate. You know that time dependent, work upon time, work, force into displacement. But when you are going to apply it for the height purpose, this displacement, that means h, because you are going to use this in the relation of mine, that means the depth. So force, that is mg, this is the depth, h, that is t, everything is given, mass is given 10 to the power 5 kg, g is given 10, h, that is given 360 meter, time, be careful, time, that mean in the second, because it is given in the form of r, per hour, 3600 seconds, simply you will calculate the watt. So in this way, split this formula like this, when you are going to calculate the depth or the height, mgh, and you can calculate. One more question, same question, here the power is the 100% efficient, that means that engine is using its 100% power. Some more type of question, a motor of power 100 watt is used for any purpose in the motor bar, and only the 50% of energy is supplied to motor in that time. That means the power is only applicable to use only for the 50%. How will you solve the percentage type of question? Calculate the work done in 1 minute. Work done, power is equal to work upon time, work is equal to power into time. And what is the power? Power, it is given, that is 100 watt. The machine, the motor has the power 100 watt, but it is using only 50%. So you will take the 50% of 100 watt. How will you calculate? power that is given 100 watt, but the 50%, 100 into 50 upon 100. Now time is given in 1 minute. 1 minute you will convert into the second, 60 second, and you will calculate the 36,000